be careful driving your car. Basically, don't drive past like the first 3 spots. This is literally a lake. What's up YouTube, Logan here from J5 Studios. Today we're heading over to, basically I would consider it to be my mall, the mall that I went to growing up here in Marion County. It's had a few names, the Marion Mall, Southland Mall, Marion Center I think is what they call it now. But this is the mall that when I was growing up, basically until it is in the shape that it is now, is the mall that I used to go to shops, go see the movie, whatever it would be. This was the mall I went to. So I know it pretty fairly well, and I've seen it change basically multiple times. I've seen it change what it is. I know a lot of the stores that were in there. I don't remember all of them, but I do remember a good fair amount, and I remember which ones have left, came back, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just going to share that with you and show you guys around and show you what's up. So let's get to it. So we're actually going to start here on the outside of the mall, and excuse me if you hear my AC blaring, but the outside of the mall here, this building that we're looking at right now used to be a JCPenney, and later on it turned into a Steve & Barry's. I don't know if anybody remembers Steve & Barry's, but that was a Steve & Barry's. For a long time, they had super cheap shirts there. You could get like, man, it's crazy what you could get. You could get like NCAA shirts, Marvel shirts, DC shirts. I don't know how they had all that licensing. In fact, I think I've done some research. They got in trouble for not having the licensing for stuff. But yeah, right here, JCPenney, Steve & Barry's. I remember it really well with Steve & Barry's because cheap t-shirts that my mom would always go and get me because they were super cheap. But yeah, there's that. So let's keep moving around here. I'll show you the rest of this stuff. Steve & Barry's, and I'm driving the outside of the mall first just to show you guys some of this. It's crazy being able to just drive straight through the middle of this parking lot. Because this area of the mall used to be super packed when it was JCPenney and Steve & Barry's. Here's Elder Beerman, and I guess that was an entrance into the mall. I never used that entrance, I feel like. it was, it's just something we didn't really ever use. This right here, this little building right here was I want to say it was like called Rex. It was a place where you could buy like TVs, electronics like that. Right next to it is a Joann Fabrics. You can actually see the remnants of the Joann Fabrics sign if you look really close there. Yeah, see it? See it right there? You can see it. That hasn't been gone very long. Joann Fabrics just left not too long ago, and that was actually the main way I entered the mall. I'd entered through that way, and it kind of puts you in a good little hub spot from there. Only certain stores you could go in and out like that. Some of them didn't have an outside. Some of them only you could get in from the inside. But Joann, that was one of the stores that you could actually either way get inside to the mall from there. So let's pull around here. I'm gonna move to the front here. This is the, you know, where old people drop each other off at, right here in the front. Zoom out a little bit. And then this is now a Dollar Tree, and I cannot for the life of me, I've been sitting here trying to figure out what the heck it used to be, and I cannot remember. This is still active. There's still an active Dollar Tree here. You can only enter it from this side. You cannot enter it through the mall. But yep, that's definitely still a Dollar Tree. This is kind of one of the main entrances here into the Marion Center. We're crossing right here. There it is. Puts you right next to like a nail salon place. This is a vape store now, because who doesn't have a vape store? It used to be a PNC Bank, but now it's a vape store. I think it's open. I think it just opened. It looks like they're open. And you get over here to this is another main way I would come into the mall, because the theaters are right there. So that was kind of like entrance number 2 for me. If I've seen a movie, I always go in that way. I still go in that way if I'm going to go see a cheap $5 movie. And here This used to be Sears. And I've been in Sears many a times when it was Sears. It is now a self-storage, Marion self-storage, and it's actually pretty nice. They put a lot of work into it, and it's pretty great. And here, this was the auto center for Sears. This was here for a long time, even like after it started turning into a dead mall. Sears was here for basically until, I think Sears is bankrupt now. It's basically until Sears was bankrupt. That was Sears. I mean, it lasted a long time. And you can see kind of the back of the Sears area. That's probably where they would load and unload products, things like that. Craftsman tools that you'd have to bring back because they'd break. Yeah, that's where they would load them in right there. So, and this is the back of the mall mostly. This is like employees would freaking park here. Punk teenagers would park back here and do mischief. There is an entrance back here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's still an active entrance, but there was an entrance back here. Also, if you guys ever come to this mall to like look around, watch out for these freaking potholes, dude. Because these potholes, they are ridiculous. And this is the back of the mall, and yeah, oh yeah, dude, look at them potholes. The front of the mall, like if you go here to see a movie or something, you might as well have an off-road vehicle because freaking Lord, it's terrible. I'm trying to remember where that entrance was back here. It's not that. I don't know what the frick that is. That was not it. I think it's over here. And it would actually spill you close to Elder Bierman. Elder Bierman's had a back entrance, so sometimes Elder Bierman, you would just go through that way. Oh, it's definitely over here. It's right. I think this was it. Yeah, I think this was the back entrance right here. I don't know if that's still open or not. Or was that Elder Bierman? That might have been Elder Bierman's entrance. No, Elder Bierman's over here. I should just shut up and wait a minute, and then I'll have all my answers. So, Elder Bierman, again, Elder Bierman was here for a long time, too. I don't know if Elder Bierman's still a place or not, but yeah, this was the Elder Bierman entrance right there. Used to go in there all the time, too. Tackett's grandma, his mom, Angie, we'd go in there after going to Bob Evans. It's crazy what I freaking remember sometimes. So, here's the back of the mall. We're going to go inside and see what stores are inside. And yeah, I'll tell you guys some more stories when we get inside here and we look at stuff. I'm not going to get in detail, in depth with everything in there. Mostly because, like, I could be in there for 2 hours telling you guys about stuff. If you really want a deep dive into the Marion Mall, Southland Mall, I'll come back and film it again, and we'll get real down and dirty and serious with Southland Mall history if you really want to know. But for now, we're just gonna head in and walk around and film some stuff. All right, I'm gonna walk in here to the I call it the movie theater entrance. Walk in here, we'll check it out, and show you the inside. Yep, it's definitely a vape store. Definitely a vape store. That's got to be brand freaking new. Anyways, here we are. Fun fact, it's super windy. I saw somebody drive a car up here once to pick somebody up. And this is not very wide. Yeah, they drove the car up here, down this way, picked somebody up, reversed out. It's like that. I'll never forget it. So they got some warning signs up here, but here we are, the Marion Center, formerly known as the Service Animals, No Pets Allowed. Man, okay. Formerly the Southland Mall. That's what it was called for years. This was a hair salon. Here's the movie theater. It's still active too, and you can see a movie for like $5 or $6. So, I mean, it ain't even a bad deal. Bauman Auctions. Okay, so they got a lot of stores like this in here now.
Here's a Taekwondo Academy or something like that. Here's the directory. And I mean, if you look at the directory, look, it still shows Sears. That's crazy. Wow, look, it's got a lot of different stores. Huh. They've just left them here. Well, I've never noticed this before. That's crazy. It shows Sears right there. So, here's the movies that are out. The blockbusters are about to hit. There's a store called The Void right there. They got old video games and stuff like that you can check out. This used to be a Claire's. Yep, it sure was. This used to be like some fancy schmancy place that you could buy like fancy clothes. This was a Hot Topic. You can kind of tell it used to be a Hot Topic. I wonder if that sign still says Hot Topic. And they used to have an arch right here, and they have since moved it to there. You can see it inside the Void. That was the arch that was there. They got some cool stuff in the Void. You got the kiosk here. They used to sell Verizon phones and things like that. I don't remember what this was. I think it was another clothing store. Here was a KB Toys, and you can actually still see KB Toys up there. See that? This is also, a lot of people say that this is was haunted at one point. Man, it's crazy. I've never like looked in here. I shopped in there a lot when I was a little kid. Yeah, KB Toys. This was the Verizon stand right there. You can see the Verizon colors still on it, kind of. And then, like, as the mall was dying, they added this little play area here. Am I missing stuff? I think this was a Foot Locker. Pretty sure it was a Foot Locker. This was a jewelry store. It smells like pee. I don't know why it smells like pee, but it does. Wow, it really smells like pee. Yeah, so they added this years later when the mall was almost basically dead, this little play area. And it wasn't used very much. Maybe that's why it smells like pee. It's crazy. It smells exactly like pee. Let's continue on. This was a Old Navy. And before that, I can't remember. And before that, it was a Spirit Halloween for a little bit, or a Halloween City. Now it's nothing. I just can't believe how bad it smells. Oh man, so we're about halfway through the mall at this point. This was where Santa Claus used to be. Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, whatever, would set up right here. I think I even have a picture with the Incredible Hulk right here. Me and JT, we took a picture with the Hulk. And I don't have it on me. I don't know where to find it, but that's where it was. There's this little community room here. That's that entrance I showed you guys outside on the back side of the mall. It was a big deal when they did this community this community center right here. Remember when they built that? They said the mall's coming back. And I think some punk kids like tried to even steal TVs or something crazy. But the mall did not come back. Breaking news. I don't remember what this is. This kind of area of the mall, I didn't go down here too much because like EB Games wasn't this far down. I got haircuts here before my sister was a cosmetologist. So I remember this was a, I mean, you can still see it. Look. Yeah, this was a, this was a hair salon. And I definitely got a haircut there at least once. It's very loud. There's somebody down here listening to some very loud music. That down there, I don't know if you can see it entirely yet. There's a sign there that says Ted. That was Stephen Barry's. And later, or before that, J.C. Penney. That was an entrance into the mall. This was Elder Beerman right here, which was a big space. Wow, look at that. Wow. Pretty much that's the end of the mall there. There was a GNC down here. There was a little arcade down there. But this was the mall. Now we got a Here Today store, which must be like a thrift store. The Finish Line. Oh, this was a Finish Line. There we go. Okay. I remember we had a few different stores in here. Pop Sensation looks like they're no longer in business, or at least they're not open right now. They had like flavored popcorn. It was kind of good. I think I had some. Maybe I didn't have any. Joann Fabrics right here. This was how I would enter through the mall. I would come in here through Joann's. Right there is the parking lot, way down there. See that? So I'd enter through there, come into the mall. That was my regular route. This was a pizza place. I feel like it closed very early. And I don't remember eating there, but I remember the theming was pretty dope. They had the tile all over the place. See it? Huh. The hot dog stand. I think this was pretty recent too. Somebody tried to start selling some hot dogs in here, and hi, hot dogs in there. Obviously it did not last either. They are not open, or at least they're not open right now. And it's Friday at almost 5 o'clock. Another jewelry place here. And I think this right here was EB Games and then GameStop. Yes, I am correct. This was EB Games, then turned into GameStop when they bought it. And I bought so many freaking video games here, guys. You have no idea. This is where most of my games were bought growing up, was right here. That's crazy. This was a shoe store. I believe it was called Shoebilee. Man, there's just like nothing left at all, hardly. But that was a shoe store. It was like a kind of a comic book store there for a second. I think they just moved down to the other end of the mall. But I remember it being a shoe store. Homemade, handmade decor, events. Oh, look at this. Buck's Appliances coming soon. So it looks like there's an appliance store coming in here soon. Probably like a secondhand appliance store maybe. But okay, I guess there's something coming in here. This was a bookstore back in the day. Yep, this was I can't remember what it was called, but it was a bookstore. Community room. I don't really remember this being anything, but I do remember this. This was an American Eagle. So check that out. Look, you can still see AE on the ground. Yep, this was an American Eagle. I don't even know. Wow, you can still see in there. You can see the wood floor. This was very popular when I was in high school. We had an American Eagle in Marion, Ohio. Hard to believe. The only remnants is the AE on the bottom. So there's that play area again. We were on the other side. The Old Navy was there. Tuxedo rental place. Can't remember what this was either. Probably not a store I went into a whole lot. Gosh, I think this was another jewelry store. I'm pretty freaking sure. It was crazy. So many jewelry stores, man. So many jewelry. There's a jewelry store right there. Another jewelry store. And then down here, this is kind of the main entrance that people enter in and out of. Smells like alcohol, probably from the nail salon. You can definitely smell that. And it looks like the vape place actually has an entrance over here. I don't know if it's active or not, but yeah, the nail place is like, whew. Yeah, it does. It looks like you can enter from there. The nail place is so freaking loud. Like, that smell is crazy. And I cannot believe I walked right by the Bath and Body Works that was here for literally ever. Like, it was keeping this mall alive. The Bath and Body Works and the movie studio, or the movie cinema, movie theater, Frick, they were keeping this place alive for like 5 years, no joke. And I walked right by it. But anyways, Bath and Body was right next to the Hot Topic. There you go. You can still see it. It looks like a Bath and Body. I feel like it moved, but I can't remember. I don't know if it's on the other side of Marion or not. And then we're back to the Void here, which I'm not going in there, but if you ever come to this mall, highly recommend you go in there and see what they got, because they got a lot of cool, interesting, neat things inside there. It used to be an FYE. Years ago, it was an FYE, and it was the Sam Goody before that. I definitely remember the Sam Goody. I can't remember what this was. Guys, I remember what it was. And if you look, I don't know if I can get the glare or not, but you can actually see the Radioshack R right there. I can see it. I don't know if the camera can see it. I'm gonna keep moving around so maybe you guys can see it at some point. But yeah, Radioshack, right here. This was a Radioshack. And I'll be honest, I can't remember this place. I know one of these two buildings was an Uncle Sam's, which had like HeroClix and stuff like that. I used to go in there all the time and I loved it. But I can't remember if it was the Taekwondo place or if it was the Bauman auction place. I can't remember. I feel like this was the Dollar Tree. This was the Dollar Tree before they moved over there. This was Uncle Sam's. This was an entrance into Sears. And that's it. We're back to the beginning of the mall here. As you can see, it's pretty dang empty, and this is a Friday. And this is it. This is all the activity you got. I actually went a lot more in depth than what I wanted to in there, as far as like stores and what used to be in there. But I remembered a lot of stuff as I walked through there. Again, I went to this mall all the freaking time growing up, and saw a lot of movies in that movie theater. Heck, I still come here and watch movies in that movie theater. Like, it's a good bargain. Like, it's not a super nice theater, but to see every other, you can see any movie. I saw Ghostbusters there recently, and yeah, I mean, it's not a bad value, and it's the closest theater for me. I don't have to drive 40 minutes to a movie theater. Sometimes it's worth it. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, looking back at the Marion Center, the Marion Mall, the Southland Mall. It'll always be the Southland Mall to me, right? But yeah, there ain't much left. I feel like maybe we got like 5 more years of this mall and it's gonna be freaking gone. It's holding on by a thread as it is, but I don't know, we'll see. If you guys are passing through Marion, come check it out. And I gotta show you these potholes real quick, hang on. I was getting ready to close out the video and then I remembered I gotta show these potholes off. Look at these freaking potholes right here. You see these things? You see these freaking potholes? Look at these potholes. This thing's a freaking lake. Be careful driving your car. Basically, don't drive past like the first 3 spots. This is literally a lake. That is a pothole lake. Okay, now we're gonna close out the video. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that bull crap. Till next time.